The majority of breakups are really painful and really messy. One person wants out. One person might still feel that they're in love. And when you love someone, to be left by them, it's such a profoundly painful experience. I think the worst breakups are always the one that completely come out of left field. And, you know, I do know of a couple who was together for a long time where everything was allegedly great, and it was one of those like, please pass the salt, oh, by the way, I've decided I'm moving out next week, you know?
To me, that's unfathomable. Like, once you've been together with someone for that long, I would expect to have more than just a single conversation and a whole relationship.
I call that the hit and run. And usually with the hit and run breakup, you'll find a couple who isn't that comfortable talking about difficult topics. If you're a couple who can communicate, then a breakup isn't that much of a surprise to you. If you're about to be broken up with, you know, your partner might have been telling you for several months or even several years that they're unhappy about something. You just get to a point where you're arguing a lot, or you notice a change in your partner's behavior. They used to be home a lot, now they're not home so much. They used to never want to travel without you, now they're planning a girls' trip.
With every dating situation, there's a plan made, and then you either get together or something comes up and a new plan is made. That's how it is. It's very simple. Plan, get together, new plan. If that string isn't happening, then you have to know that something's up.
I think when you hear of people going crazy after a breakup, it's often because they're not getting any validation or closure. Someone's broken up with them and then like shut the door and locked it. And if you don't get your say, well, that's when people can do kind of crazy things.
I always say, like, people can't be held responsible for their behavior in the immediate aftermath of a breakup. And the more intense the relationship, the more that's true. People make bad decisions. They date people they shouldn't date, they say things they shouldn't say, and they do things they shouldn't do. And I think by all means, like, go a little nuts after a breakup if that's what you gotta do.
You're entitled to some fun revenge. You're entitled to like some ha-ha revenge. You just don't want to get arrested. I always say the best revenge is taking care of yourself, looking great, getting into your next healthy relationship. That's the best revenge.
There's always a reason things end. When you get back together with someone, those reasons rarely go away. You rarely think that she is the better person for you the second time around. But here's the thing, when you break up with someone, you have a void. There's someone that you used to text, there's someone that you used to go out with on Saturdays, there's someone that you used to hang out with on Sundays. Ironically, a lot of guys lean on the person they just broke up with. I'd say to girls, don't fall into that trap, because that's just a dude being a dude.
I think the main thing I would say is don't isolate yourself. You're really setting yourself up for depression or other problems if you don't communicate with other people. Guys stereotypically don't have those kinds of friendships. Maybe they have their boy who they can, you know, express feelings to, but for the most part, you know, guys aren't as comfortable expressing these feelings, whereas girls have the more classic sort of Sex and the City type relationships where they can go out to dinner with 4 or 5 of their girlfriends and just let it all out. And, you know, listening to your girlfriends bash your ex can sometimes really be exactly what the doctor ordered.
And then the most important phase of recovery is to think about why you chose this person to begin with and what part you played in the derailing of the relationship. So you can go on with that information and create a better relationship next time around. And before you get into a new relationship, you want to kind of work on yourself. Join a gym, take some classes, think about advancing or changing your career. There's so many things people can do to support their independence, and then you can go out there and start dating, because then you're really a transformed person.
Every relationship I've ever gone in has gone 20% too long. There's a moment where I say, okay, it's over, and then about 6 months after that, I'm out of the relationship.
If you're someone who's indecisive, or you're afraid of being alone, you could procrastinate.